The Orient, the mysterious East, a place of fantasy, imagination, desire. This Orient has been created by the West.
What we're going to watch and hear is a QuickTime movie which samples visual images and sound at a certain rate, translating them into a more or less perforated version of themselves.
Gen Z serves the algorithm.
Black holes are real.
What that
was all about, the revolution will not be televised. That was about the fact that the first change that takes place is in your mind. You have to change your mind before you change the way you live and the way you move. So when we said that the revolution will not be televised, we were saying that the thing that's going to change people is something that no one will ever be able to capture on film. It'll just be something that you see and all of a sudden you realize, I'm on the wrong page. Or I'm on the right page, but I'm on the wrong note.
I need you to stop what you're doing and go read A Letter to America.
Neoliberalism has created a kind of paper-thin Weimar Republic-like situation everywhere. And through this horrible paper-thin situation, people can glimpse the paper-thin biosphere.
Nostalgia core, sad core, core.
There's a difference between peace and liberation, is there not?
There is no self. How would you like to be remembered? Doesn't matter.
I know what I know really is that the history of the world is always the history of weak people fighting strong people. Of weak people who has a correct case fighting strong people who use their strength to exploit the weak.
Indigenous people protesting the oil corporations. Default mode of being a person is being paranoid that I might not be a person.
This is not an iPhone. This is a $3 trillion military-grade lethal weapon.
How ideas spread. You know, how is it that memes transmit? How is it that new ideas suddenly become infectious?
There's an ontological war going on there between, you know, whose reality is more accurate.
It represents the way that ideas go not just from mind to mind, but from mind into something much larger than mind, a universal mind, or the punchline of the story was that when a certain critical threshold of monkeys on Island 1 had started washing their food before they ate it, suddenly the monkeys on Island 2, which was so many miles away that there was no way they could see each other, they could communicate with each other, or they could get to each other, that the monkeys on Island 2 suddenly all started washing their food. But it's like, how do these ideas spread?
Network effect is a phenomenon where a service becomes more valuable when more people use it.
Everywhere is now our own neighborhood.
Everyone's going to be connected to the Internet of Things within less than 15 to 20 years.
The world begins to look more like a giant thought than a giant machine. In the quantum view of the world, the thing that is most important is information and knowledge.
You have to understand that there is something very important about these past years. Is data.
But now we have failed states. GDP is slowing all over the world, everywhere. It's a revolution.
Life on this earth functions the way that a beehive functions.
We humans became collectors of data.
You can attach a Bitcoin to an SMS message.
And the real divide today is between global and national.
Everything in the universe started from one specific point. And since that point, everything was and still is connected.
Protests in countless countries across the world. People are talking about a new global political awakening.
It became a viral hit.
At some very, very, very fundamental deep level that we're all connected. That
Disorder is necessary for the manifestation of order, just as you must have, say, a black background to show up a light figure.
I said, empty your mind.
The whole entangled mind.
Be formless, shapeless, like water. Now you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot.
That the universe is permeated with meaning. And it is saturated with consciousness. There's consciousness everywhere.
Hey guys, what?
All of you have smartphones on you right now.
I'm starting to feel it in the nose.
Homemade gas masks.
Yeah.
It's been going on for the past week.
Thank God for social media because it appears to me that the world is finally waking up.
I don't see anything wrong.
Hi, I'm Natalie, and today I'm going to be explaining the term ACAB in 3.5 minutes.
They're creating the connectivity. They're using the analytics and the data.
Investigators in the U.S. and around the world have identified a revenue source being exploited by Hamas, online donors offering support in cryptocurrency.
Like, with everything that I watch happening out there, I also see it in like a micro version, you know? There's a micro version of what's happening in the Middle East, happening everywhere. But here with my people, I am firsthand experiencing it. And like I said, they're silently killing us little by little by just, you know, taking our homes and taking our businesses away. So, you know, these people can come here and just basically do whatever it is that they want to do.
Come on, Patty, one.
أثبتت وقائع التاريخ أن الإمبريالية لا تتردد عن ارتكاب أي جريمة للحفاظ على مصالحها، كما أنها لن تتورع لحظة واحدة عن إبادة شعب كامل، فيما لو تعارضت تلك المصالح مع وجود هذا الشعب.
Australia, the occupying colonial power, saw its role as bringing civilization to New Guinea.
We as Americans say, well, we have such a good system, we're going to impose this on the world. We're going to impose this on the world, teach people how to be democrats.
Algeria is a creation of the French. Before the French came to the land now known as Algeria, it was nothing more than a conglomerate of warring tribes.
Usually, the Arab is represented as the other, deviant or excessive, less trustworthy, less human.
I said, well, how could that be? I mean, these people have been working this land for hundreds of years. He said, yes, but you know, it's part of progress. We build planes, spaceships.
Now, flare-ups between Hamas and Israel are becoming increasingly common and increasingly deadly. But if Hamas wants to keep ruling, running on empty coffers is not an option. They are all trying all new options. Now, they launched a campaign asking their supporters to donate using Bitcoin.
Growing mistrust in governments is a catalyst for Bitcoin growth.
Everything is mined.
Castells, or human towers, are one of Europe's most genuine and unique cultural displays. Under the motto of strength, balance, courage and good sense, castells are an excellent way of showcasing Catalonia to the world. Watching, or even better, taking part in a castells display is a thrilling experience that really highlights the individual and collective struggle for improvement.
What our viewers are now seeing is actually protesters with their arms linked, blocking an intersection, sort of standing in a human chain.
A human chain.
Today you saw a human chain protest.
Bitcoin is not just an asset, it's a network and it's protocol. People would say it's the world's first global, self-settled, real-time clearing bearer instrument. It is all those things you mentioned. It's decentralized, permissionless, global, immutable, scarce, auditable, instantly transferable, not seizable, highly divisible, mostly everything that gold can't do. The network itself, it's global, it's open, anybody can run a security node or a validating node on the network.
Whose computers are these? Well, anyone, can we get involved in this computer race?
It's empowering to billions and billions of people. It's vital because it's being continuously upgraded in the software layer and the hardware layer, and it's viral.
Because it's the first time in 5,000 years that we have something that is
incredibly superior to gold in each one of these 6 characteristics.
The Industrial Revolution represents the time when home production of goods began to be transferred to factories powered by steam and electricity, fueled by coal and oil, producing things in mass quantities.
The political system, something is broken there. It doesn't empower the ordinary person anymore. And I think this diagnosis of the political disease is correct.
Obviously, paper money is somewhat faith-based because it's no longer backed by a Federal Reserve. People say now that the dollar is backed by the power of the gun.
Free of the influence of government.
We don't want to or we can't trust central actors.
So Bitcoin basically has found a way to always know what the majority thinks. And by always knowing what the majority thinks, you get something you hope you can trust. It was a way to make a ledger that's secure and that everyone can trust, but that no one owns or controls.
That would eliminate the middlemen. That is the promise of blockchain. It has the ability to eliminate the middle person because everybody has equal access to one version of the truth.
Nature has the same economic conditions that we have in our human economy.
Humans are present with many, many others from their species wandering around on this planet. As naked apes, we once tamed fire, and afterwards every form of new technology determined our development.
Our starting point this morning, the leaders of the world's top 20 economies met virtually online on Thursday, where they pledged to do whatever it takes to overcome the COVID-19 pandemic.
I am very proud to feel I have produced the ideal man, at least from a woman's point of view, because he does what he is told.
Bitcoin plunging by almost 30% to $31,000 earlier today.
So never a dull moment on the crypto beat. We also saw altcoins pull back as well.
That by assimilating the minerals out of the soil and the rays out of the sunlight, a plant like a fern grows and grows and grows and extends its form. And in this way, its organization prevails. Must we have fixed in our minds the idea that all the forms and patterns of nature are simply methods of attack or defense, or can we see in them a dance, a joyous cosmology?
The well-being and the progress of Europe have been built up with the sweat and the dead bodies of Negroes, Arabs, Indians, and the Asian races. We have decided not to overlook this any longer.